Well, hi. Who doesn't want to start a show with a dog? Hello, everyone. We're going to do a little positive talk time today. Jessica Cooke's going to join me in just a second, but let me introduce you to Arthur. We haven't had a dog on in a little while, so I'm loving this. And Arthur's doing Zoomies, by the way. Already fallen in love with my assistant, Gabriel. Jessica, Gabriel, and I are here for you. We're going to give you some positivity, right? Positivity. That's what we call it. If you're just tuning in, wait till you see the pictures of some very popular dog costumes for Halloween. Can you believe it's Halloween already? It feels like it today, by the way. It is very chilly. I came out and I had to turn the defrost on. To try to be able to see out the windows. So that will greet you today. I'm going to give you the forecast in just a second. We've got some news you can use and two scratch your head stories of the day. The Blues are back in action after a very tough couple of opponents, Pittsburgh and Detroit. So hopefully they can pull a winner out. A lot of people were like, what's going on with the Blues? Hey, the season just started. We're also going to see what's on tap for our National Day of calendar. And then we're going to show you these cuties. Look at, oh my goodness, I got a producer helping me here today. All right, let's go ahead and give that full forecast for you. So today, as I mentioned, as you step out the door, it is a chilly one. Today, 57 and partly sunny, down to 40 tonight. Tomorrow, 60. So looking really great. I think that's the pick day of the weekend. We get into Saturday, a slight chance of rain. That is, by the way, the day to fall back. So we get an hour of sleep back. You got to love that. 54 for the high on Saturday. 38, though. It's going to be chilly Saturday night. Sunday, partly sunny, and 58. And then look at next week. We are going into November and we're getting warmer. 64 on Monday, Tuesday, 65. Look at Wednesday, 69. What? Hello, is spring back? 67 on Thursday. And next weekend, at least for right now, looks warmer than this weekend. 66 on Friday and Saturday, 63. I was talking to Chuck Gillentine last night. We did our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, had so much fun. They are decorating, by the way, for Halloween. They got a big bash tomorrow night. And we were talking about the weekend and, coming up this weekend. And then next weekend, I'm like, it's going to be even warmer. So since it has been kind of crappy weather, he said that the attendance was down at the winery the last couple of weekends. And I said, well, maybe as you get into November, it'll be even nicer. And that's exactly what it looks like. So yes, if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, you are? Okay. Halloween bash taking place for you at Defiance Ridge. So there you go. We have been following all the latest news having to do with Hurricane Melissa. And I told you I would give you more as it became available. These pictures, by the way, you see are devastating. It devastated Jamaica, moved through, and then we were telling you the next course. It did make landfall in Jamaica as a Category 5 storm. That is the country's strongest in recorded history. It made landfall near New Hope, Jamaica, and the strongest with winds of 185 miles per hour. It then made a second landfall as a Category 3 storm. So it was said yesterday that it was going to be a Category 4. It lessened in strength a little bit when it hit Cuba yesterday morning, leaving behind extensive damage. Melissa, now Category 2 storm, has moved offshore and is heading for the Bahamas per an advisory from the National Hurricane Center. It is expected to pass near the west of Bermuda on Thursday night, and it's just been absolutely devastating. More than 25,000 people were in shelters across the island. We did talk about deaths yesterday, significant damage. So as we were hoping and praying that it was going to lessen and we weren't going to see the devastation, it unfortunately has, and it is not done yet. So we'll continue to follow that for you, and I will bring you more on that in the news tomorrow morning. But again, you just look at these pictures and pray for all involved. I do know there were some St. Louisans that were stranded there, and maybe even more, but again, had a couple of stories about that yesterday. Another story, a woman was found dead on a tropical island after a cruise ship left without her. ABC Australia said a search was launched after the 80-year-old woman was reported missing hours after the Coral Adventurer cruise ship visited Lizard Island. Her body was reportedly found that day. According to the news, the woman was with a group on a hiking tour of the island but didn't return to the ship. The group was hiking to the island's highest peak when she reportedly needed to stop and turn back. Well, the group continued without her, believing that she was heading back to the ship. Hours after the rest of the group got back to the ship, they realized she was not on board. This is so sad. Emergency services were called when the crew was notified that the woman was not on board. In statements to media outlets, the expedition ship expressed condolences for the woman's family and said the team had been in contact with her relatives. She was traveling solo on that cruise as part of a 60-day voyage. All right, let's bring it closer to home here. Actually, right down the street, I was telling Jessica when I came in this morning that Cottleville and Lake St. Louis were in the news. Look at this, Sylvan. They shut their doors suddenly and they're leaving parents without refunds. We're talking about thousands of dollars that were prepaid. The door's locked, the lights are off, the furniture's gone. Parents say the people who ran the centers have disappeared. They said, poof, all up in smoke. Yeah, they paid like 50% up front. One person said something like over $1,000 for a package. They paid an additional $195 a month. They were told that the child would be able to use the tutoring hours forever and they would apply to any of the other children who wanted those tutoring services. Well, the Missouri Attorney General's office confirmed it has received 3 complaints about Sylvan in the St. Louis region. They are now investigating, and obviously many are frustrated. Many say, I want a refund. So the Missouri Attorney General's office is asking families who are in similar situations to reach out and file a complaint. Here's your phone number, by the way. It's 800-392-8222. One more time, 1-800-392-8222. So if you have anyone that you know that is affected by that, have them call that number. All right, we've been talking about the Positive Talk Time segment coming up as I held little Arthur in my hand. If you are just tuning in and you haven't seen, look, Arthur has been sitting with me the entire time saying, yeah, Monica, keep going. Talk about us animals. Well, the APA, we love them, right? All the wonderful rescues that work together. The APA Missouri is breaking ground on a $27 million campus in St. Louis County. $27 million will have a veterinary and wellness clinic, spay and neuter services, adoptions, pet owner support programs to keep those furry friends in their homes. By the way, the APA says the facility will be completed in 2027. Where is it? The 11,000 block of Benham Road, which is in North St. Louis County. So congratulations to them, and we'll follow that as it gets nearer to opening. All right, this one is the first of my scratch my head stories of the day. A teacher died after being served a margarita at a Mexican restaurant, and inside that margarita was industrial degreaser. What? This happened in Elgin, Oklahoma. She was a beloved teacher at an elementary school and died last week. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation is investigating this as suspicious, but findings have not been released yet. Her mother said her daughter's life changed forever 2.5 years ago when she visited Hacienda Las Margaritas in Elgin. The allegations are highlighted in a civil lawsuit, and this is how it's just now coming out. But what the heck? How in the world? We talk about the things that are allowed by the FDA. This just is like, how did degreaser get inside of this woman's margarita? So yeah, how would they not have a lawsuit on their hands? This, though, is the one that I'm going to try to do it justice. Okay, look at that headline. You got some pants on there, sir? A judge was shocked as an officer joined the court meeting over Zoom without wearing pants. So they went through, that's why he's raising his hand. He's like, everybody, raise your hand that you're here and you're ready to go. Michigan judge was then stunned during the court hearing when a Detroit officer joined the call and he was not wearing any pants. So here's the picture that popped up on the screen. You can see there, he's raising his hand, and I'm sure that the judge looked down below and was like, hey, you got some pants on there? That's exactly what he said. The guy was wearing underwear. And upon seeing the state of dress, the judge kept saying, you got pants on? Finally, the guy's like, no, sir. And he changed the angle of his camera then.
Know your angle. Know your angle.
We say know your value, know your angle. The rest of the hearing did go on as planned, but it kind of takes us back to the pandemic days, right? You would come on and you're like, do you have any pants on? You can't join the meeting without any pants on. All right, I've been talking about this, and I feel like I'm a little bit hip in this. When I knew about 6'7", even though I don't have kids, I had heard it on the radio. Can you believe this? Dictionary.com has revealed that the 2025 word of the year is 6'7". It's a slang phrase that's widely used by the Gen Alpha age group. If you haven't heard that, 6'7" has ties to rapper Skrilla's song "Doot Doot." Some say the term means so or maybe this, maybe that, according to the digital dictionary. So that's the word of the year. Can you believe it? I was like, oh, I really wonder what happened. What the word of the year is. 6'7". All right. So searches by that for 6'7" have dramatically increased, by the way, since the summertime. 6'7", and if you have kids at home right now, they're like, ha ha ha! She just said 6'7". So that's what they're doing. As somebody says that in school, they just bust out laughing, and a lot of the teachers were like, what are they laughing at? All right, I mentioned the Blues. They're in action against the Canucks in St. Louis, coming off of losses to Detroit as well as to Pittsburgh. So hopefully they can pull out a win. Tonight, the puck drops at 7 o'clock. The Blues then go on the road. On Saturday, they'll play against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And the National Day of Calendar, it's National Candy Corn Day. That'll make my husband happy. He loves candy corn. Speak Up for Service Day. It's National Wicked Day. Oh, one of my favorite musicals. And it is National Publicist Day. All right, you're all up to date and things that we think is news you can use. Come on, look at all the snuggles, everybody. Yes, there goes my dog voice that Jessica laughs at. Hi, Arthur. Mwah! We're going to find out all about Arthur and Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. If you're new to Positive Talk Time, Jessica Cooke is the owner, and she will join me coming up next.
Want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
The dogs weren't barking today, Jessica. We came in and we're like, oh, they're very quiet today. Hi, Arthur. Oh, you're just the sweetest. Arthur, we've already fallen in love with. Look at all the kisses of Arthur. We love you. Okay, so if you are brand new to the show, and we have had so many people come in the last couple of weeks, welcome. It's a segment that we do every other Thursday. It's called Positive Talk Time, and we love this. So Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa, by the way, it has 2 locations. One is in O'Fallon, and then one right here in Cottleville, and this is where the rescue component arm is, okay? So Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue, and the owner, again, is Jessica Cooke. So good to see you again, and thank you for bringing a doggy.
Of course. He was up early and ready to get his day going. So I'm like, let's bring you on the show.
Yeah, hey, I love, you know what? I will have a dog every single time. Tell us about Arthur.
Arthur was purchased at a pet store, him and his sister together, which, you know, sibling rivalry is a thing. And then the older woman just decided that puppies were too much. So she turned him into the pet adoption center. The little girl was adopted pretty fast. And then we transferred him because he was never had a haircut. He was matted solid. So they needed our services and we transferred him to us, and he's waiting. So
he's been here how long?
He's been here a little over a month, and he needed to be neutered, so he had to be healed from that, and he's all checked out, and now he's vetted and good to go.
He's up for adoption now.
He's up for adoption, so he would do best in a home, an active home with children, and he's a puppy, a home that knows that, you know, he's still a puppy, he's learning all the things, but he's sweet as can be.
He's very sweet. Bug. Well, I've held him the entire time we were doing the
total
news.
Snuggle bug.
You like zoomies too, don't you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you are adorable. You will not be here long. No, you want a sweet little puppy? You said so far we've had some older people that have come
and we adopt to senior citizens. We think at every stage in life somebody deserves to have a dog, but again, it's about the right fit. Him being 9 months old,
That'd be a lot.
It'd be a lot, because we worry with older people and little dogs getting underneath their
I was gonna say
feet.
fall risk.
Yep. And he's obviously going to need training and recall if he, all that stuff. So it'd be best he'd be best not for a senior citizen, although we have a great variety of dogs for senior citizens here.
Absolutely. Well, we always say that there's a dog for everyone. So if you're interested in Arthur, look, yes, and lots of kisses. What? Can you give high five? Yes, you can. We're talking about, again, a dog for you. And so if a puppy is what you want, then come on. You have an open house coming up anytime soon?
No, we actually don't have any open houses
But
anytime. So we do private meet and greets every day of the week, except Sundays when we're open. If applications on file and people are just looking for that perfect fit, that's what we're doing throughout the week when we don't have an open meet and greet day.
Yeah. So maybe it's Arthur, or I saw this right before we were getting ready to go on the air. Hang on, I'll get to that one. Mariah, we've been talking about Mariah for a long, long time now.
Yeah.
Mariah is going to have her own day.
Yes, because she is going to be with us a year in November.
Unbelievable.
And,
The 7th.
And then she was at the shelter before us for 6 months, and we transferred her because the staff was like, she keeps getting overlooked. This dog is perfect. And so we're finding the same thing. So she's has to be a single dog only. She's a great walker, doesn't destroy anything. She's been potty trained since day one. She's half lazy, and then she's got zoomies in the morning and some evening, but that's about it. She's just a good old dog who knows how to dog, and she's healthy. She just had her year checkup and is still good to go. And there's got to be somebody out there that just wants a great companion. Other than being a single dog, she doesn't really have any other restrictions. She's total kid friendly, very gentle. We were surprised. She does great. She met a couple men in some wheelchairs, and she just knew, to sit by them, and she just has that natural instinct, and just a good old girl.
She is.
Good old girl. Her adoption fee was paid a long time ago, and so she just needs to find that home. So we're going to have a Mariah Day
on Friday, November 7th.
November 7th. It'll be all day, and we'll just keep her in the Zen room, and people can come and go and meet her. We hope that they take pictures and share, and that they know somebody. And of course, she loves toys and snacks. So we're like, bring toys and snacks. We'll just shower her all day long with everything in there.
Okay, so that's next Friday, November 7th, and she deserves it, by the way. That'll be her 1-year anniversary here. Yes, she's obviously being well taken care of here, but she wants her forever home. We've had and shown her on the show before, fell in love with her. Jim will not let me have any more than 3 dogs. However, your husband has got to be like, okay, another one. Tell me about this, Jessica.
Okay, so just like all my dogs, I was never expecting another dog. And so she has the weirdest story, and I couldn't wait to meet her when I knew she was coming to us. There is a monkey rescue in
what?
in St. Louis.
Did you say monkey?
Monkey rescue in St. Louis. And she was living with monkeys in the monkey rescue. And I don't know the whole situation. I don't know if she rescued her. It's a weird, but I had to meet this dog. And she's 5 pounds, and she's going through some blood work, and we're waiting for some results. She's missing half her hair. She's got some things wrong with her, and she really didn't know how to dog. And I oftentimes will bring them home and keep my dogs separate, and my dogs accepted her. Like,
how many do you have now?
So I have 7. But
I'm gonna tell you what. So that dog's name was Gigi. Did I say now fancy?
Fancy, yeah.
Hey, Reba McEntire, we're gonna tag you. Okay, you got your own dog right here in Cottleville.
Fancy, but it's funny. My mom reminded me when I was little. She has this book that I bound together and sewed and wrote, and I wrote a story called Snow White and the 7 Dogs, and they were all rescues and had different adventures and things. So I'm like,
it's my 7.
It's meant to be. It's 7 dogs. And my husband's like, okay, no 8 though. You didn't write any book with Snow White and 8 dogs.
That's the sequel that's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about all the love. She, again, is just amazing. So if I was a dog, I'd want Jessica to adopt me. She can't take them all in, which is why she has this rescue. And she says, okay, come on. The greatest thing you can do, by the way, is share when we do these shows, because again, you might say, I can't adopt, right? That's fine. But when you share and you see other people, I mean, that's the thing. That is how we have all these stories of, oh, this dog was able to be adopted because it's, somebody saw it on your page. So your friends, your followers, family, etc. Make sure that they see that Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue has some amazing dogs.
Using social media for good.
For good.
Yeah, because that has happened. We've had dogs that have been here forever, and then somebody shared and they didn't know about our group. They didn't know, and then we're like, oh, it just took that one exposure.
I love that. So we just wanted to start with that, show you Arthur, talk about Mariah, talk about Fancy. We have the gala. It's finally here, coming up next weekend. So right after we celebrate Mariah, then we're going to celebrate all the babies. Some of them are going to be here, by the way, at Whitmore Country Club. So today is the final day to buy tickets, right?
Yep. Before 1:00 today is the final day, but we made it. We made it.
Yay!
We have our number. Now we're just trying to pack the house, and it's going to be so fun. And the amount of, I can't wait for everyone to see all the raffle baskets we got. They're so great. And the live auctions and the trip. And then last minute, we were surprised. Our friends at the Pet Doctor that are next door to us at the O'Fallon location, they said, so they know how much we spend on vet bills. And I think our biggest year ever, it was almost $80,000.
Oh my goodness.
And, so vet care for sure. And what they are doing is during the live auction, if anyone raises their hand to donate a monetary amount, they are going to match it that evening.
I love you guys.
They're going to credit our account, so that'll help pay off existing vet bills and then hopefully add some to going into the new year. And then anyone who does do that, they will get a chance to win pearl earrings.
Not just any pearl earrings.
Black Tahitian pearl earrings.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Pet Doctor. Again, they do amazing work. And so that just came about. We didn't get a chance to tell you that last time. Yes, even though Jessica just said that they did hit what they wanted for tickets. And by the way, why do you always have to freak her out?
I know. Every year I could not be an event planner because I'm like, okay, but yeah, everybody came through the last week. And so by hitting our goal, that means we are going into the event without spending any money. So that is fantastic.
But everything from
here on is profit then.
So from now till 1:00, if you start saying, hey guys, look, you can't buy tickets after 1:00 today. If you didn't buy your ticket, just start sharing that throughout as well. So when you share this show, at the top of it, say, hey, come and join me. I'm going to be at the gala next week. Let's help these babies. Let's have a great time. It is a blast. I was showing you earlier the sponsors. So thank you to all the sponsors that came through, as well as all of you that have purchased your tickets. So no more sponsorships and no more tables, right? It's all individual at this point?
Yep.
Okay.
Individual tickets.
So here we go. Let's just thank every one of these wonderful sponsors. Thank you so much for stepping up. And again, the Pet Doctor here at the end, just adding to it. Is Julie Tristan going to be there that night, by the way?
She's not going to be there.
Darn it.
I know. I wish she
Julie
was.
and
She
friends,
brings
we
so
love
much
you.
energy.
She and I are going to be together at a gala next year. So she does the emceeing, I do the auctioneering. Love that woman, and she has just a huge heart for animals like we do.
Yes.
Arthur, you're so cute. If you're just tuning in, Arthur's available for adoption, by the way. You will have a few of the dogs at the gala, right?
Yeah, we have 6 dogs.
Oh,
We had
6,
Mermaid Mile sponsors come in. And I'm not sure who they all. I know Marty's one. Herb's coming. Herb's gonna have fun. I think Matcha's coming. I don't know. Six of our friends. I let the staff that's coming got to pick their favorite dog to bring. So
okay, so we don't know.
They're giving them a ride. They can bring them. Yeah.
All right, everybody. So if you haven't bought your tickets, do that today. Again, by 1:00 this afternoon at the very, very latest, and then that's it. Ticket sales are cut off, and then we'll see you. We cannot wait to see see you. Okay, tomorrow, I mentioned, is Halloween. I know you're all excited. The weather looks beautiful. It's going to be a little chilly in the evening, but we're not talking rain. Do you dress your dogs, your cats, etc.? Look, we're praying. Do you do all of the Halloween costumes for your doggies? I went through and grabbed a ton of really fun pictures of some of the top costumes for this year. We'll talk about that, but I also want to talk about the dangers of Halloween, like the dogs darting out, getting involved in the, getting the candy, etc. So we'll talk about all that, and let's look at some of your comments. We'll be back with Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue and Positive Talk Time. It's like a little doll when we return.
Thankful to Monica for having me on the show here today. I just love having the opportunity to try and help other people. There are a lot of people in my life that were there for me in my time of need, and that was important for me today to talk to Monica about that. You can get low and then work yourself back up to where you want to be, and people around you can help you do that. Surround yourself with the right people. That's what Monica tries to do here with this show. In fact, I know that's what she wants to do, is she wants people that are like-minded to help each other, to point each other in the right direction, to lift each other up, not put each other down. It was amazing for me to sit in here and talk with Monica, and hopefully it helps somebody along the way. I know that every show that she puts on is fantastic. It's worth your while to be tuning in every single day. Don't worry about some of the negativity around the world, whether it's on TV and this, that, the other. Tune in here to Monica and let her tell her story as well as her guests tell their story. There's always something that you can get from somebody else. And if you pick up just one little thing that helps you, that makes this a success. And that is why I'm here with Monica today.
Welcome back again. It is Positive Talk Time. If you're just tuning in, you're like, who's this cutie? That's Arthur. That's Jessica. I'm Monica. It's Positive Talk Time, and we're looking at the comments. A lot of good mornings, good mornings, good mornings. Pete and Julie and Sean and Julie Fabian and Babs. Good morning to you. Sean says, so cute. Well, yeah, maybe you want to adopt Arthur. Chris, is Gabriel going to talk to Arthur in his puppy voice? He did a little bit, but yeah, maybe we'll bring him back. We want to hear. It's something we started. Rose, good morning, Jessica. Arthur loves Monica. I know. Jessica, I saw 2 dogs yesterday that got rescued, and both were a bag of bones. My boys and I were so upset seeing this. Why? How can people do this? Thanks for all you do. We see that a lot, right? You see the ribs, and it's just malnourished.
That's the rescue journey. And we, at our group, we try to focus on the happily ever after, and they all have pet dogs, are resilient. They live in the moment, and I don't know. I feel like there's a special place for those people that mistreat animals.
Absolutely. We don't understand how it can be done. Karen, hi, good morning to you. Gabriel said, my mom has a friend who has like 8 cats, and she constantly takes in strays to spay and neuter as well. When that's what happens. And that's what Jessica's like, I want another one. Hey, honey, can we have another one? Rose, Monica Adelaide just called me and said, don't bring Arthur home. Yeah, Adelaide. It's all about you, isn't it? Okay, but somebody out there is going to adopt Arthur, and I think it's going to be pretty quick because this is a bundle of joy. Tomorrow is Halloween. Can you believe it? It's already here. It's been feeling like Halloween, by the way. Now it's starting to change, a little bit warmer. But Jessica, I picked some of my favorites. Do you dress your dogs up for Halloween, by the way?
I don't. My dogs are more homebodies than going out. So, I mean, dressing up occasionally is just like an everyday thing for me. If I put something on
for them,
I do have some
sweaters. Okay.
Yep, I do have sweaters.
I want you to pick your favorite for me. So I like the little lion.
I like the banana.
You like the banana?
Yeah.
Okay, what about on this page? What do you think? Little firefighter?
Yeah, of course.
Yep. All right. There's I love this picture. Come on.
Very cute.
That just screams Halloween. Okay. I saw some pictures on your page, by the way, of some very creative grooming.
Yep.
Have you ever done anything like this?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We did 2 zebras
zebra,
last
yep.
week. We did a Frankenstein like patchwork. The cheetahs, you name it. We're always doing it. It's becoming, it was popular, I would say, back in like 2009 and 10. Everybody was adding a little bit of flair, and now it's coming back again, and we love it.
I've had people, you'll see these comments underneath these pictures of people doing creative grooming, and the majority of them are all, "Oh my God, that's cool. I wouldn't want to do that to my dog." And then you have the other people, "That's cruel. Don't do that." I'm like, why is it cruel?
It grows out.
Yes.
It fades away. It's a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like people that turn their hair purple,
Yeah.
pink, and they're like, "Oh, why did I do that?" It'll grow out.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the tigers and the zebras, come on. Okay, I think of all the pictures, this one is one of my favorites. Look at this.
That's hilarious.
That's creative, right?
I wonder if he's a stinker too, like the 3-headed dog.
Those are all his personalities.
Yeah.
Again, let us know, are you going to dress your babies up for Halloween? And if so, do you already have a picture of them? So I've had friends send me pictures already of their dogs and what they're going to be. This one's spooky looking. That's like a calendar. I would put that in a calendar.
Yeah, that's cute.
More cookies. This one's one of my favorites if you're a Cookie Monster fan. So again, as you watch this live or later, look at the little UPS cake. I like the little,
The lammies.
Yes, the lammies all over the place. Let us know if you do. I don't know. Everybody's been asking me if I'm dressing up the babies for Halloween, and I don't have anything yet, so I don't think so. But look at this, Arthur. Look at this. This looks like you with an Elvis costume on. Yes, Elvis has entered the building. Look at Eeyore.
Yeah. Cute.
Okay, come on. There are babies, so dress them up. I'm going to ask Jessica though.
Peas in a pod.
Should we? Yes, they're all these wonderful. Thank you, Arthur. You like that one? Arthur just gave kisses. Can't leave out the cats.
Yeah. I have that for my dogs.
Do you?
Yes, it's hilarious.
We showed that one already. So the little babies. Okay, how about this one? I love Rocky.
Yes.
And
I mean, anytime you add little arms, it adds a whole new element.
My great niece and my great nephew were helping me put these together and picking some of their favorites last night. And she wanted me to put an angel and a devil right next to each other.
There you go.
That's her favorite. So shout out to Michael and Olivia. And then she's like, find one of these Sanderson sisters. So there's Hocus Pocus for you. I didn't know that they had those, but when she said it, I'm like, okay. And she goes, how about the Addams Family?
Yeah, that's great.
So these are some of the hot costumes that you might see of animals dressed up for Halloween. But here's my question to Jessica. Should we dress our dogs up like we dress the kids up? And should they come along?
So it's a loaded question.
Okay.
So anytime you do anything out of the ordinary, there's going to be an element of something that's new, because unless your dog wears clothes or a costume all the time, who knows? They could get tangled, the leash could come off, they could get spooked, they could walk funny. So just a kind of observing behavior, making sure that they're comfortable in it. Some dogs, you put them on and they're like, this is great, I'm showing off. Others are clearly like, they don't want to walk, they don't like it, they're getting a little upset. So no, that would be something that you would need to condition, for.
Don't just do it.
Just do it.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of taking dogs trick-or-treating, just because,
get scared and run off, right?
There's little humans too, dressed in all kinds of things. And there's, the sugar rush is happening.
Yep.
And that's just, where you need to be an advocate for your dog. The best dog can be spooked if a little person comes up to them in a mask and, growls at them or has, who knows what. So just being an advocate for your dog.
I agree. I had a feeling she would say that, because you think about that and you come into the house, they're used to you and your smell and everything, but all of a sudden you've got a mask on and they're like starting to bark at you. But then you have that times 100.
Yeah.
And you've got little kids, and
Yeah.
then the kids want to, oh, that's cute, let's pet the dog, and then
Yeah.
and then somebody gets bit.
Exactly. And then it's the
Yep.
dog's fault.
Dog's fault.
Yep. So
You set them up for failure,
Yep.
which is not a good thing. Jenny Antonacci, hello and good morning to you. So I didn't think so. I was looking at some articles, and it was talking about some Halloween safety tips for your furry friends, the decorations, the costumes. I mean, even when they're going up to the door and you've got everything, it's freaking them out,
Yeah.
right? No tricks, only treats. Don't trick your furry pet into getting close to spooky decorations or costumes.
yeah.
No one likes paw pressure. Plus, your dog deserves to explore at its own pace, right?
Yes.
So she's saying never leash them into an intimidating situation where they can't escape.
Exactly. So that's, if you think about Halloween and, if there's all kinds of, tricks and stuff going on. And
Yeah.
by forcing your dog into that situation can have residual effects in the future of, now maybe they don't want to go on people's porches. Maybe
Right.
now they don't want to go around the block with that house. So it's just best to leave them at home during trick-or-treating.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that, because whatever's happening that night, now you've carried it forward,
Yeah.
and now you're trying to break this
Yeah.
behavior because you
Yeah.
did it.
And then the worst thing, no one wants to, could you imagine trying to catch a loose dog during trick-or-treating in a big subdivision? No.
It's so dangerous. So pay attention, by the way, to your dog's reaction. So Jessica said this earlier. If you don't regularly put sweatshirts and sweaters and even bandanas and stuff on them, and then suddenly you're just trying to throw this crazy costume,
Yeah.
they're uncomfortable. So as you introduce that, so watch for signs like startled jumps, right, Arthur? As well as cautious approaches, flattened ears, quick tongue flicks, they say, when they encounter strange sounds and sights. You agree with all that?
Oh, yeah.
Telltale signs, huh? And again, they're at unease. So decode their feelings and tend to paw to reassure them. I think it really should be that you leave them at home and take your kids out, or maybe one of the parents is going and then the other parent
Right.
stays with the dogs.
And there's tons of dog trunk or treats and things too. So by maybe going for an hour, seeing how that goes, like starting there. But yeah, not involving the total chaos.
Baby. My Riley is not a fan of Halloween or the spooky decorations, so we keep her clear of that experience.
Yeah.
So here's the question I have for you, though, Jessica. If we're not taking them out, and you're like, okay, I want to take them out. You want a cookie? Look at Arthur's like, I want a cookie.
Snake.
Yum, yum, yum,
Yeah.
yum. When these trick-or-treaters are coming to the door, where should the dogs be?
In a different room.
Yeah.
Different
For the entire
area
night.
for the entire night. Yeah. Because, you're occupied. You are giving a little human some snacks. You're talking. Maybe they have a joke.
holding
It's
a thing.
lingering, and they bolt out the door. And the doorbell just, it's not a usual. It's one night a year where you're getting lots of doorbell ring, people opening and closing the door. And if you have practiced, your dog has the climb command, your dog can do all those things. But it's just best if your dog is not properly trained, just to keep them in the other room for the evening.
You would say that. So it's kind of like, it's not as look at you
He's
guys.
like, I'll take that one too.
Yeah.
That was
Oh.
big. I'll break it for you.
Arthur's like this with his head. What?
Here,
Look at-
let me break it
Shut
for
up,
you.
lady. I'm eating my treats. So it's not as bad, obviously, as 4th of July, where they get really, really freaked out. But there is an element of them getting scared, of them darting, and you don't need that. Like she said, you got all these people, and then you got a dog that's running around in the dark.
We're full this weekend in the hotel because so many people that are regular clients, they drop them off for the Halloween party, they stay the night, they pick them up the next day.
Smart.
So then it's just safe, and they don't have to worry about their pooch getting out the door.
So no more room at the inn.
I think we have a couple more rooms, but it's a busy weekend because everyone's
sense.
checking in for tomorrow afternoon and then picking up
parents.
Saturday.
Good parents. You thought ahead.
Yeah.
You're taking care of your little humans, and then you're like, hold on, let's let Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa, Cottleville, O'Fallon, by the way, if you are looking for a wonderful location, if you didn't know, something like that. Yes, that's what you can do. If it's an overnight stay in a luxury hotel, that's what she provides here. All right, we're going to take a break. I want to get into just how dangerous when it's all said and done, and then the kids are sloppy and they throw their little pumpkin down, or they've got a big, like we used to have, sacks or pillowcases, and you leave it unattended, and these little guys are curious and they get into that bag. How dangerous is it when they do get what? Chocolates and gummies and all of that? We'll discuss that with Jessica when we return.
Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant.
There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened it?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map.
Does it scare you? You go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
Hello, welcome back, Arthur. If you're just tuning in, it is Positive Talk Time. And again, we were talking about the gala, talking about Mariah Day next Friday, talking about Arthur. Arthur, are you still awake?
I know.
I was just hanging his head down.
This is great. He's going to need an afternoon nap already.
Arthur, you've had some excitement doing some zoomies and getting a little tired after having the snacks. But we got the dogs up. The dogs are so quiet today. This is the quietest they've ever
Don't
been.
jinx it, Monica.
They usually are like barking like, hey, it's time to go potty and it's time to eat. They're being very, very good, very, very quiet. Okay, we're talking about Halloween, by the way. And so I found a couple of articles. We talked about the fact that put them in another room. That's easiest for them. Don't necessarily take them out. Don't put them in costumes if you've never done it before and you are picking up signs that they're like, hey, I don't like this. But it's the candy, Jessica, that I want to talk about. The scariest goblin of them all. So they get into the candy. They're sniffing it. How dangerous is it for them? I mean, we always hear about chocolate being bad for them.
Yeah, it can be extremely dangerous. Like if little Arthur here got into just a small amount, not only is it the candy, but it's the wrappers and things too that can't come out and can potentially get stuck. So if you have, like, say my Mastiff, if he got into a couple pieces, like, I would watch him. He might get some diarrhea. I'm going to make sure everything's coming out. But if little Fancy, who's 5 pounds, got into any candy, I'd be pretty concerned. I'd probably take her to the vet. I'd probably induce vomiting, just, do all the things and watch her, because that can potentially be really dangerous for the smaller guys.
So again, obviously size wise, you've got somebody massive and they take in a little piece.
It depends on how much they, if any dog gets into a whole bag, they're going to the vet.
So obviously you just mentioned diarrhea, vomiting, things like that. Is there anything else sign wise we should be looking for? Because you might not know that they got into it if you turned your back away from it.
Any sign of lethargy, like that's get them, they can't process it. Something's going down. They need to go to the vet. They probably need to get fluids. Depending right away, if you catch them and they did it, then they'll induce vomiting and usually all is okay. And they'll have you like observe for a couple days to make sure everything did come out. But then, worst case scenario, it's obstructions and then they need an obstruction surgery. Which a lot of dogs, that's a major surgery. Sometimes if the intestines are twisted, the longer you wait, the more dangerous it becomes because the intestines can die and they have to reconnect. And sometimes they can't in places. So it's just better if you suspect that they got into anything, take them to the vet. Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
So again, it's your responsibility to make sure that as those kiddos are coming home, you're coming back with them, that you take that, you get it out of their way, or you close it up in any way. Maybe you transfer it out of that little pail into, a closed container, because again, it's not their fault. You've all left it around. Why wouldn't they? They're sniffing and thinking, oh, I want some of that. The other part is, okay, people are saying, are they're wanting something, right? The kids get something, they're wanting something. What are the best treats that we can maybe give them on Halloween just to have fun? Is there some fun, like little recipes that you've made before?
I mean, I would do something that's long lasting to keep them occupied. Maybe some frozen snacks, more of the lick mats, some of the peanut butter things. So you're not doing wasted calories and throwing lots of snacks at them.
Yep. Well, and again, we talked, there's a really popular show that we've done about what's in treats. So people going right now, Jessica, and how do you not get drawn into it? All these fun little cookies are all made up with all the little decorations and stuff on them. It depends on where, I guess, you're getting them from. Some of those can be good, right?
Absolutely. So like our bakery treats, they're sourced from a small kitchen in Tennessee. And a lot of it is the color. It's natural colors. Like
I was going to say, what is it? What's the coloring made out of?
I think it's like beets and blueberry juice, like all fruit juice. And then the icing.
But that's you.
I sell those, yeah. And then
you can't say that all these are.
Just read the ingredients.
Well, no, I'm saying like if you go in, I'm not going to name a place, but you go into one of these many places where you buy your dog's food, and then they have all these cookies out that they've had made that they did. So they should be okay if they're out.
I would read. I ask, just like us, ask what are these made out of? What is this? And
because they're just sitting out, there's no bag.
A lot of the homemade treats or the fresh treats are they have to be approved through like the FDA, and they're sourced with like oats and molasses and all that stuff. So it's when you get into the big box like processed stuff. Yep. You'd be surprised of some of the ingredients. And we covered that before of what actually is in there.
And somebody asked me the other day, they said, hey, will you do me a favor and ask Jessica? They're like, you just said jet fuel and embalming fluid and sawdust. And they're like, wait, but how? How does that get in it?
It's, I guess, we remember there's not as strict rules for pet products. And so I know when you're doing home kitchen, small batches, any of that, they have to be approved. It's a different regulation. And a lot of those are human grade, but if it's not human grade, it's just a free for all of what goes.
So somebody was like, wait a minute, sawdust. Do they just want to get rid of it and just throw it in there?
Dog food. It's fillers, just like with us, how gluten and soy and all that's fillers for us, then they're using whatever they can. I know. It's gross.
Here's some jet fuel. Let's just throw it in there. Arthur, that's not in this. That is not in this for you. Are you full? Oh, full. And almost time to go night-night. Julie Fabian said he is such a love bug. Julie, I think this dog looks like it's a good one for you. And then Rose said, so sweet. Rose, you watch all the time. Do you have dogs, by the way? I don't think I've ever asked you that. We're looking for a wonderful person to adopt Arthur. How many? I know I always ask you this question. How many do you have right now?
I think we're at 29. We have 2 expected to come in, but we have nobody pending right now.
Nobody
pending right now.
Okay, we know Mariah has been here a year next Friday. Who else are your long timers? Church. Church is beautiful. Yep, but church needs to run and be in a big open space.
Just a farm or land. He's not going to do good in a suburb. He is a great dog, but he doesn't like a lot of change. So the same consistent people, somebody who's looking for an excellent companion that might be lonely, he would be perfect for them because he bonds quickly to his people. He just doesn't want new people all the time coming.
And church is more protective. Our church connects with women.
Women. And now so church had a type with dogs too. When he first came, it was just large females. And now we've tried them with every female dog-friendly dog that we have here, and he loves them all. So he gets along with Ritz, he gets along with Caper, Persimmon, he gets along with all of them. So
did Persimmon get adopted?
Persimmon got adopted, so.
Yeah. I'm always trying to keep an eye to the page. I also, and I want to bring this up because there's a lot of you out there that might feel this way. Didn't you have a dog here that was adopted and then like a day later was back? Tay-Tay.
Yeah, recently, yeah.
And why?
Tay-Tay, because
what somebody
said. The lady loved her. She came several times. It was a single lady. She was going through cancer treatments. She needed a dog that was easy to walk, potty trained, just a good old dog like Tay-Tay, who's 7 years old. And she brought her home, and her neighbor said, oh my gosh, they tricked you. You adopted a pit bull.
Tricked you?
And I'm like, we never, no. And so she called us very upset. She said, I'm scared of her. I didn't know she was a pit bull. And I said, well, she's not DNA tested,
I was
but
just gonna say, you don't know either.
But she doesn't look anything like a pit bull, like at look wise or anything. Not that even that would matter.
Correct.
And so we posted that, and the shelter that we transferred from knew her backstory because we knew she was in a home with other dogs and cats and was so loved, and her owner passed away. So that's why we transferred her. And the paperwork has her as a hound beagle mix.
I saw the picture. I'm like, that is not a pit bull, and who cares if it was? First of all,
if it was, because she fell in love with that dog. The Tay sat on the couch with her for hours, and while she was filling out the application and answering all the questions, and we had her walk Tay to make sure that that was a good fit, she could do that, and all those things. So literally by looks. And
so has she found out that the dog was not a pit?
I mean, I'm sure she.
You are right now.
Yeah, I'm sure she has.
So let me ask this question: if that happened, and then suddenly she really did love the dog, but then got scared and frightened, and people are saying whatever, and she brings it back. Now that she knows it's not, would you, if she came back?
Oh no, no, no. Just because
it could be
that just goes to show then it's already in her mind that she has this preconceived notion of what a pit, or what if Tay barked in a way that she didn't like because somebody rang the door? Would that fear pop back up in her mind?
And then every time you turn around, she's wanting to return the dog.
Exactly. So no, we just Tay is happy back here, and we will find her that perfect fit.
Okay, Debbie just said church needs to go to the Cook farm.
I brought him home. I bring church to my farm quite often, just because he loves it. He enjoys it,
sure.
And want to keep him, enriched. And we walk past the donkeys and all of that. And my house is just too busy for him with. If I was an old lady with my chickens in my farm and didn't have lots of kids coming and going, he'd be at my house. And believe me, I talk to all my neighbors all the time. I'm like, he'd be a great dog for you. And so we're working on it. But yeah, he's great when he comes to my farm. I love it.
Do you want to come over here? Hang on, everybody. Well, I'm going to start and end the show. We're going to bookend the show with me and Arthur. Hello, baby. Julie said, I'll stick with the seniors. Yes, you are so sweet. And that's the thing. Just like, I think about people who take care of senior, like humans, right? And I always say it takes a special person. Okay, Arthur's getting wound up again.
It does.
It's the same thing of when you have senior dogs, that it takes a special person. Julie, you are a wonderful human being.
You are, because we always worry. Those ones have our heart. Like we want them to be in a home so much. They're so deserving. And, so people who adopt the seniors, and why you do it. It is so rewarding.
Well, yeah. And you think about it. I mean, there's people that say, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know how much longer they have, but any amazing days or weeks or months that you can give them at the end.
Yes.
That's the end of their life, and they know they're loved, and they're not inside of a shelter. Not that they're not loved in a shelter, but they want to be calm.
They need a home. They need, they need a sunspot to just lay in. Yes.
What? Oh my God, you're a cuddle bug. How old did you say?
9 months old.
Yeah, all of 9 months. Gabriel, before we wrap up, we got to hear your voice. Come over here. We want to see. You all asked for it, and now it's going to become a regular thing. Gabriel, squeeze in here. Arthur loves Gabriel.
Hi.
Okay, you want to hold him?
Sure.
Okay, let's hear.
Okay, let's hear the conversation. Just grab him.
Just grab him.
Just grab him.
Hi. How you doing?
Hey, Arthur. Arthur said,
trying to mute us?
Arthur said,
It's
Gabriel,
like, all right, be quiet.
Gabriel, that is not how I talk. So before we wrap up the show, how would Arthur ask someone to adopt him? What would he say? How would he speak?
He would probably say something along the lines of, see how awesome I am, adopt me. Let's have some fun with me. Let's have some fun, guys.
That
Well,
does sound like
Turned
Arthur.
into Mickey Mouse at the end there, but
I'm a great dog. That is Mickey Mouse. All right, everybody. We're going to take our final break. We're going to give you all the information. Wiggle butt. We're going to let Arthur go do some zoomies.
Let him run around. Go play
Zoom,
with
zoom,
them.
zoom, zoom, zoom. All right. You all asked for it. There you go. Oh, Julie just said the mic was off. It was for a second. It's back on now. I believe it's back on. All right. We will be right back to wrap up Positive Talk Time. Don't go anywhere.
Wow, I just got off live with the real Monica Adams. What a wonderful experience. I don't watch news because of all the negativity that it brings and the way it drives me emotionally to a place I don't really like to feel. So to be a part of a show that has a sole purpose of bringing positivity to the community, and then with the desire to just build people up, it has been one of the greatest joys, one of the greatest experiences that I've had a chance to be a part of when it comes to being a guest. This studio, it is fantastic. As I watched my show before I came in, I saw the lighting and I was impressed by the way this room is lit, but it is so warm and comforting to be in here. Whether you're a guest or a viewer, this show is a must watch, a must be a part of, and just continue doing great things out there, Monica. You are changing lives every day.
And you can see that live in person at the Yuppy Puppies Forever Gala. I love to auctioneer. And so if you didn't know, that is a part of our brand and raising some big money for your organization. So reach out to me, info@therealmonicaadams.com, and I will do exactly what I'm going to do for this beautiful woman, raise money so that you can continue to do the incredible work that you do. So one more time, Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue, the Gala, is coming up next weekend, but tickets are done by 1:00 this afternoon. So you can scan that QR code right there. Gabriel's also dropped the link in for you. We can do that for you so that you don't have to go and search for it. It is, again, part of your world, and it's going to be a blast. The babies will be there for you. One more time, thank you to all the incredible sponsors. We could not do it without each and every one of you. So thank you for stepping up. And for those that are still thinking, I was going to buy my tickets, I didn't do it yet. You're the procrastinator. It's okay. We're not going to shame you, but you did freak her out a little bit.
My good last minute people.
She's like, oh, okay, you're right. Now we got it.
Yeah.
But so although they did meet their number of what they want, all of this now is bonus so they can continue to do the wonderful work. And we've broken it down in the past, but it gets very costly.
Mm-hmm.
So $250.
Vaccines, initial visit, usually heartworm test, and then like a fecal. And then I would say like 500 to 700 is the full package. It's all the vaccines, it's heartworm test, it's spay neuter, and that's basic healthy. They don't need anything else. And a lot of the seniors need dentals, and that is so expensive these days. Heartworm treatments, I mean, takes out thousands of dollars.
Right.
And, you know, and then who knows, ear infections, all the little,
I was just going to say,
there's a million other little things too, allergy testing, because we want to make sure that we know everything about the dog health wise, so everyone can make their, know what you're getting into as much as possible. So, yeah.
And these things are found out, obviously, once they get checked over. So we're talking about ideally that they get their vaccinations and there's nothing wrong. But imagine when there is.
He's going to take out the cord.
Arthur is going to take out the cord. Arthur is zooming around here. And that's why you saw me go like this, because he almost pulled the cable. Oh, and then we're off the air. I'm going to end with this. That is exactly what happened when I worked at Channel 5. And during the pandemic, did I ever tell you this? During the pandemic, and Adelaide was younger, and I'm doing the show, and then all of a sudden, I'm off, and I'm like, why I'm still talking. Like, why
Oh,
did they
no.
go back to the show? And then I get a phone call and they're like, hey, we lost you. And I said, oh, okay. And like satellite weather, like, I don't know. And I said, all right, well, let me check. Nope, everything's plugged in. And I look down and I go, oh, you got to be kidding me. I called them back and I said, my dog ate the cable.
Oh no.
Fortunately, she didn't get hurt, but she must have was just like, oh, I'm just going to lay at mom's feet. Hang on. I'm going to lay at mom's feet and I'm just going to start chewing. And she chewed through the cable.
Oh no.
And so my husband, I'm waking him up. I'm like, can you tie this all back together? Tape it so I can get back on the air. Got to keep an eye on that. So Gabriel's over there playing with Arthur. Here comes Arthur. Arthur's doing zoomies. Come here. Come back here. Come here, you. Oh, I'm trying. Oh, there he goes. Oh my God. You guys, I wish I had a camera to show you this. So there's a lot of energy in Arthur. And if you're looking for that, by the way, we will wrap up finally with this. We've got Halloween tomorrow. Then we have Thanksgiving. Again, keep an eye on all the things that the dogs are getting into, all the scraps you think you want to give them around Thanksgiving. We'll talk about that next month. But you do not adopt out Christmas.
Don't, because it's for a lifetime. It is not for a season. It's not for a gift. And we hope we educate. We explain why when families come in and say we want it to be a surprise. Well, we don't want it to be a surprise for the dog that it meets tiny humans either. So it can't be a surprise. It has to be a commitment, and all the kids would have to come. And yeah, unless they're pending, and oftentimes we'll wait, even though they are adopted, we'll give them after the new year, just because that transition into the home needs to be, there's a whole process of what we say to do. And if there's the tree and the presents and all the excitement, it's not a good time to bring any dog into a home.
So what is the time frame you don't adopt out in December?
Usually like Christmas Eve through like after Christmas, possibly New Year's. Like we just go on a pause.
So if you want to do it, just get the dog early, right? So you've got an early Christmas present and early in December,
part
and then
of the family.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're there with you and they get to celebrate and keep them away from the tree and all the ornaments. We'll get into all that in the holidays. All right, my friend. Well, thank you, Arthur. Thank you for joining the show. Gabriel, thanks for holding the cables so we don't get knocked off. We got to show you before we leave. All right. Arthur is 9 months old and a bundle of joy. It's got a lot of energy, but then has this sweet calmness already, right? Thank you. You so cute. So if you want to adopt Arthur, there's not a upcoming open house. So just say, hey, I would like to come and do a meet and greet with Arthur, and then bring Arthur into your home. He's a cutie. Boop, boop, boop. All right, everybody, positive talk time. Thank you so much for joining us. So next time we are together, we'll be in person, hopefully, if you've purchased your tickets at the upcoming gala, again, at Whitmore Country Club. You have literally hours left to purchase your tickets. Scan that QR code or go to the link that Gabriel has been dropping in for you. We would love to see you. It's going to be an amazing time, and can't wait to raise some big money for all the babies. Pop up. Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks for having us.
And to all of you, by the way, tomorrow, tune in 7:00. It is a Foodie Friday. And this time we're going to feature Nancy McConnell with Les Champs des Fleurs, literally about a mile and a half away from where we are right now, by Stone Soup Cottage. It's going to be a lot of fun as we do a little food and wine pairing. So tune in for that. Until then, remember, the greatest thing you can be in life, Julie will see you at the gala, is kind.